What's up, everybody? Caleb here, and today I'm going to change things up on my channel here a little bit. All the videos I've been posting usually since I started my channel have all been about movie collections, horror movie collections and stuff, movie reviews and whatnot and stuff like that. But we're going to switch it up now, and we're going to do, I'm also a huge music lover. I play guitar and everything and sing, and I'm a huge Kiss fan. Kiss is my all-time favorite band. You can see behind me here. They're my all-time favorite band, and I would like to share with you today my Kiss vinyl collection. This goes from 1974 to 1989. All the original albums. The only thing I'm missing would be the originals, which would be the reissue that came out, I believe, in 75 or 76 that had the first three albums again in it. It was repackaged. That's pretty much the only thing I'm missing. And also 1982's Killers, the compilation, because that was a German import, and that's kind of hard to find. But everything else, all intact here. We're going to go through these one by one, and let's get started here. Here we have Kiss, 1974. Me and my brother would call this one Kiss Kiss. The original pressing of this album actually did not contain the song Kissin' Time. This is obviously from the second pressing, though, because it does feature Kissing Time. The original Casablanca Records logo there. Alright, next up, we got Hotter Than Hell, 1974 as well. The back. Kiss was churning out 2 albums a year between 1974 and 1977. Casablanca logo. I got a lot of these, some of the earlier ones from an old antique store that used to be here in my hometown, across the river from my hometown actually, and then a lot of the other ones I've collected off of eBay over the years. Dressed to Kill, 1975. I don't believe this is the original 1975 pressing because the vinyl itself has the new Casablanca logo on it. So I'm thinking this was a reissue. It does say 1975 on it. And I'm not 100% sure what year the originals was released. It might have been 75, might have been 76, I don't know. So this might have been a part of that. Like I said, find these at antique shops and online. Sometimes you don't know what you're getting, but still, original vinyl pressing, no reissue, or 1080p, 180 gram reissue. Alright, next up, Kiss Alive, 1975, the album that put Kiss on the map. This one's in pretty good shape, except it had a little water damage when I found it like that. But other than that, the vinyl is in great condition. It plays beautifully. Still has the original booklet that came with it. It's got some water damage, but all in all, it looks pretty well. I like, water damage not so much, but like little white tears and stuff on the edges and corners. I like stuff like that because it really brings out the vintage in it, I think. Ace's head's pretty well cut off there, but still the book's pretty well intact. And the inside gatefold here features the ad for the more Kiss albums, Kiss, Hotter Than Hell, and Dressed to Kill. And also the notes from Ace, Peter, Gene, and Paul. And we will show the vinyl. Like I said, the outer sleeve might not look too great, but the vinyl itself plays beautifully. It's an excellent condition. Yes, I still listen to these. I play these a lot. I love listening to Kiss on vinyl. I love listening to anything on vinyl. Got quite a pretty good vinyl collection. Alrighty. And next up, my favorite Kiss album, Destroyer, 1976. My favorite Kiss album for many reasons. One, the cover. Just look at that. I mean, how epic and badass is that? That's just rock and roll right there. And another reason, it's start to finish, the production level on this album's great. That doesn't mean, because I like the first 3 albums a lot too because of how raw sounding they are. And there was a lot of hunger in their writing and performing back in those days just because of how bad they wanted to make it. And that definitely shows in the first 3 albums. But this one had a huge production level because the studio was making money now. And there is the sleeve with the Shout It Out Loud, Kiss Army, and how to join the Kiss Army back in 76. And the backside with the lyrics to Detroit Rock City. And next up, we have Rock and Roll Over, also 1976. This album, when it was released, came with a sticker of the cover, but this version didn't, obviously. When you find stuff like that, obviously it's going to be hard to find it intact. And if it is, you're going to be paying quite a lot of money for it. But we still have the original sleeve. And there is the vinyl itself. Sorry about the pauses between putting the records back together, because I'm OCD about them, but I want to show off everything inside of them and be thorough. Next up, 1977, Love Gun. It's the backside. First Kiss album to feature all 4 members on a lead vocal. And this album, when it was released, came with a toy gun that when you flipped it, it said bang, and it said Kiss Love Gun on it. When it's originally released, it has the original sleeve. And there's the vinyl. Alright. Next up, my favorite Kiss Live album, Kiss Alive 2, 1977. This album is just bombastic and in your face, and I think this is just the perfect live album. Not to take away from Kiss Alive, because I love that one too, but this one, it's just, it nails it in the coffin right there. This album is so amazing. 20 tracks, 15 live albums, or 15 live songs from the last 3 previous Kiss albums, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and Love Gun. And it also featured the 5 bonus tracks, new recordings. And everything is still intact with this one. The Evolution of Kiss booklet that came with it, it's kind of fallen apart on me. But again, you know, that just shows old age and vintageness. And Ace and Peter. And on the back it has the evolution of Kiss through the years and a little detailed summary about it. And of course the gatefold. If time travel's ever invented, this is the first place I'm going, right here. Because I would give anything to see this show and this stage live in concert. And we'll take a look at the vinyl. Side 1 and side 2. And side 3 and side 4. For Kiss Alive 2. Alright, next up we have Double Platinum, 1978, Kiss's first compilation album, other than the live album, the first studio compilation album. This is a very unique compilation album. A lot of the tracks were remixed, and there's also a new version of Strutter on here. Strutter 78, but it's a very unique collection, and some of it kind of bugs me because they left out some songs, like Shout It Out Loud is not on here. I don't see how you make a Kiss Greatest Hits without Shout It Out Loud. And Shock Me wasn't on here. That one's been kind of left off through the years, but me being such a huge Ace Frehley fan, I would have liked to have seen that on here. And there's only one song from Love Gun on here. Christine 16's not on here. I Stole Your Love. Just felt like they kind of missed a few, but still, unique Greatest Hits album for sure. There's the gatefold. This album's in excellent condition. I got this really cheap on eBay too. I think I only paid like $8 for this. And the vinyl is in excellent condition. And record 2. Alright. Next up we got the solo albums. It's Paul Stanley. 1978. When these were released, they all, of course, came with a vintage poster, but none of the ones I have came with the posters. They was missing from these. And there's the vinyl. Each one contains the picture of the band member in the middle there. And next up, we have Gene Simmons, 1978. Each one dedicated each album to each other's band member, you know, to Gene, Paul, Ace, Peter. And Ace Frehley, Peter Criss, my bad. Here's the back side. And here's the vinyl. And last but most definitely not least, Ace Frehley, my favorite member of Kiss. Little water damage there where you can tell where the record is, but the vinyl itself's in pretty good shape. If I can someday, I'm going to try to find me a more decent copy of Ace's solo album, because Ace's is my favorite. And there's the vinyl. Alright, and then next up, Dynasty, 1979. Kiss sound changed very dramatically with this album. They went more the popish style, but still good album nonetheless. This one also came with a poster of this picture here with it. This version did not, of course. I don't have a lot of the vintage stuff that's missing from these, but I do with this one. 1980 Unmasked. The poster that came with this one is actually hanging up on my wall there, if you can see it. I've got it hanging nicely there on the wall. Paid a pretty penny for this one on eBay, but hey, it's worth it. I actually really love this album. This is one of my favorite Kiss albums. I plan on doing in-depth album reviews for every Kiss album here over the next few weeks or months, however long it takes me. Because, you know, there's a lot of Kiss fans out there, and I just really want to give my take on every song that's on these albums and how much, you know, the band means to me, and, you know, also get some feedback from you guys as well, because like I said, there's a lot of Kiss fans out there. Next up, music from The Elder. Paul Stanley says it well, this album some people can't get enough of and some people get too much of. I've actually grown over the years quite fond of this album, strongly because of the Monster album from 2012. We can get into that in a later video, of course, the Gatefold, but you know, I mean, I respect Kiss and pretty much everything they do, and you know, this album does have some pretty good catchy songs. You know, who doesn't love A World Without Heroes? That's an amazing song. That was the last one to be issued solely by Casablanca. Oh no, Polygram issued that one too. So that's when Polygram took over with Casablanca. The Casablanca logo is still on there, but Polygram was taken over by that point. And this was the last one to feature the Casablanca label on it. Creatures of the Night, 1982. There's actually a version of this album where the vinyl is glow in the dark. It's a green glow in the dark color. And I've actually seen it once. They actually had it at that antique store, but they wanted like $50 for it, and I was like probably 12 years old at the time. I couldn't afford that. Now it's really expensive if you find one on eBay. Alright, now we're into the non-makeup era. 1983, Lick It Up. That's the back side. And it's the first album we see the famous 80s Mercury Records label. And then next up we got Animalize, 1984. The back side. Kiss's sound went back to the hard rock with Creatures of the Night, and then it was really entering that 80s hair band kind of feel with Animalize and Asylum for sure. Then it kind of went back to more of a popish feel. And we have Asylum, 1985. This one has a little bit of water damage here on the back, but the vinyl's still in great shape. This one also has a sleeve, which features the lyrics and some snapshots of Gene, Paul, Eric, and Bruce. And there's the vinyl. And now, my favorite Kiss album from the 80s era and non-makeup era, Crazy Nights, 1987. Absolutely love this album start to finish. It's pretty much the only Kiss 80s album that I can listen to start to finish and not want to skip a few songs. Because I'll be honest, you know, Animalize and Asylum, more so Animalize, you know, some of those songs just kind of run together for me. But this album, you know, I can listen to this one start to finish. It is excellent. Features my favorite Kiss ballad of all time, Reason to Live. There's the front and the back. And it also has a sleeve. It features a picture on the back there and lyrics. always like it when a band includes the lyrics to their songs on the album, because there's sometimes you can't understand what they're saying. 1988, Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits, another compilation album. Some of the songs are remixed on here, except for like the Lick It Up and Heaven's on Fire and Tears Are Falling. I've always felt that these songs were re-recorded for this album. Some of them are, especially like Rock and Roll All Night and Shout It Out Loud. Maybe not the lyrics, as I've gotten older and can distinguish just a little bit better, but some of them I always felt like a lot of it was redone and re-recorded. But they claim that it was just remixed. There's so much controversy over the stuff over the years with Kiss albums and Kiss songs and recordings. This also featured the 2 new songs, Let's Put the X in Sex and You Make Me Rock Hard, produced by Paul Stanley, co-written by Desmond Child. And last but not least, 1989's Hot in the Shade. When I was, really getting focused on getting my Kiss vinyl collection complete, I knew the hardest ones that I was going to have a hard time finding was going to be Unmasked, Music from the Elder, Creatures of the Night, and Hot in the Shade. I just, for some reason, I felt like those early 80s albums and those late 80s albums were going to be so hard to find. But I got pretty lucky. I paid, I think, about $25 for this one. It's in excellent condition. And then I got really lucky with finding Unmasked and Creatures and Music from the Elder, as cheap as I did. I think the most I paid like $18 for Creatures of the Night. But hey, if you're a Kiss fan, it's worth it to you. Alright, and that wraps up the Kiss vinyl collection, 1974 to 1989. They've recently, just this past year, to celebrate the 40th anniversary, they reissued every album on 180 gram vinyl. And a lot of albums that never did make it to vinyl back in the day, like MTV Unplugged. I do believe Revenge and Kiss Alive 3 were released on vinyl back in the day, but I think it was overseas, and they're kind of hard to come by. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they did have an original vinyl release. But like Psycho Circus never did get a vinyl release. It's out now on 180 gram, and Kiss Symphony Alive 4, and of course Monster, it got one when it came out. But it's really cool, and I want to get a hold of those albums, because I really want to hear them on vinyl, and hear what they sound like. But they're a pretty penny for those. They really are. So maybe in the future I might get my hands on some of those. Also, like I said, I'm going to start doing an in-depth video reviewing each Kiss album. That also includes the compilations. I'm going to go through every one that I have. I have a complete Kiss album collection on compact disc, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty complete to me. So we're going to go through those track by track and give my thoughts on all of them, because like I said, there's so many Kiss fans out there, and I want to hear your feedback. Tell me what you think, songs you like, songs you dislike, but let's keep it friendly, because hey, Kiss fans, Kiss fans are the best, So let's have a good time reviewing these albums and stuff, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. Keep watching. Like I said, we're going to start doing the Kiss album reviews video, and thanks for your time. See ya.